the pole man, and Veda now sitting in a very threatening looking second place behind
11th place, 12th place, even 13th place I think actually with Mitani and Plot there.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he obviously...
look at him back it in as well.
He's obviously happy in that corner, isn't he? Because he's Brian Uriarte. And of course, Pratama set the fastest lap of the race so far in taking...
Because Christian Daniel Jr. crossed the line in 6th position. He's now been pushed all the way back.
Done the big, make the move through those fast right-handers. He's done it twice now.
There'll
My goodness, that second position.
This is pretty fascinating, Peter. I mean, we're not seeing anything like this in Rookies Cup with a tree to 11th. So clearly it's all action behind. I've got to say, actually, you know, TV Direction on list. There'll be plenty of people watching back to seeing what he was doing through there, how he's turning in, how he's using the breaking away at the start of the race for quite some time, I would say. I'm surprised. I'd definitely like to get a look at positions 4 down to 13, I reckon. The throttle, if he's using the back brake or something like that to get it turned so much tighter than everybody else. Just nice to see Pugliese Morelli not further up, to be honest with you, but I've got to give a shout out to Carter Thompson because this is all very interesting, but it's a bit follow the leader. Clearly the big chucks being taken out of these up the inside.
Yeah, and that's a 5th gear corner if you're going.
He's leading the chasers from the leading duo now. The number 50, well on the KTM production machines, is happening behind this leading trio.
Yeah, that's right. So we've still got Veda really quick, which he clearly is. You know, often guys who go through there in 4th, you've got to know exactly.
He's in 4th place now.
Yeah, he did a 1:49.5, half a second slow time of leading, but they're lapping now the 140, low 149s. But exactly what you're doing in 5th, and for him to do that, assumingly he did do it in 5th, and no than Uriarte and Co up front. Well, in fact, a full second slower than Veda Pratama's pole time was 1:48.2. Over, a second quicker than then. Not be worried that he's going to get himself offline or anything like that. Absolutely superb. So they've got to find some pace as Carter and the rest of that second place group if they're going to have now going.
Well then, we've also got the number 77 in command.
Interesting to see now whether Brian follows him and tries to pick up just exactly what he was doing, and any chance of catching this trio with 11 laps to go. There's time in it, but they're not doing the pace at the moment.
Martinez there, here we are. So this is that battle for 4th. Brilliant. Look at this. I mean, Carter Thompson lead.
And Hakim Danish, they're getting a really good drive down the back straight and threaten.
So, as we look down the order, David Gonzalez, another eats them. You've got Fernandez behind them, Morelli there, Pugliese, the old sparring partners for the European.
To take second place away from Brian Uriarte on the 51.
This lot are absolutely new name as well. He's battling up further than he qualified. He qualified in Talent Cup, now in the Junior GP Moto 3 series. Goes all the way back to drilling it. It's nearly 3 seconds now, though. Thompson did bring him in a little bit by a few hundreds. 12th position, he's only a couple of spaces ahead of that, but he's still in that leading, that chasing Guillaume Plante, who's back again for a 3rd season. A second in the last sector or so, but if you look at the lap times last time around, the leading trio all near attack, I should say, as Beñat Fernandez is recovered, number 7 now in 7th place as well. Poor Ramersdorfer, who started 3rd, finds himself in 11th.
Yeah, and then that's
enough for 1:48. Well, nobody else is in the 1:48. It's as simple as that. Pratama though, and it certainly wasn't a flash in the pan. A one lap speed from Ramersdorfer as he's in 5th place.
No, it's not a bad place to be in normal circumstances, but when you started on the front row of the grid, you
started, of course, 15th on the grid, up 14 places now. I mean, that is a heck of a start. This race still, it's a bit of a recovery from that early lap, getting bullied out the way, I suppose.
Really hope for more, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. They are not working together and hunting them down. That is so talented, isn't it?
Yeah, and Hakim Danish goes up the inside of Ronia, and Veda had a nasty moment there. I think the front sort of tucked, he'd almost lost it. He's recovered okay, but he's...
Fortunately, it's now 3.8. The gap is Morelli, speedway style,
slided to take second place. So Hakim now is going to chase Veda, and it's lost ground. It messed up his corner speed and his drive out of the corner. So he's obviously...
into turn 6 there to try and take back the 4th position.
These right-handers where Veda did the overtaking on the previous laps, and they're now pushing the limit there because he got himself into a bit of a trouble in that tight left-hander.
From Carter Thompson, he does. No plan B. Absolutely naked.
A riding lesson from the man in front.
Yeah, it's Veda Pratama track day. What can you say about Brian Uriarte, Pete? I mean, if there was anybody who had massive pressure on their shoulders, feeling it, but then there's Benyat Fernandez coming up the inside now.
Yeah, and as I say, they're all laughing us.
Tuition with his first student, second edition. Brian is coming into this year. It's surely him, you know, runner-up in the championship last year, only just as we're seeing.
Second slower than they did in practice as well. Morelli was a second faster than that in
Uriarte, apparently.
Yeah, but of course, you know, they're following him through there, and that's fair enough.
This is Veda overtaking Dinesh there through one of the fastest
qualifying.
There is your third position on the grid, right?
Enough, but they don't really get to see what the 16-year-old Indonesian did to pass them.
No.
You know, that was the
sections of the circuit. That really took a lot of bravery there.
That did. And
Ramersdorf then. Very easily identifiable bright red helmet.
The trick bit, not going through there in fifth, you know, virtually flat out, but actually getting up the inside. Did it beautifully, didn't he? Yeah. Absolutely superbly.
But as I was saying with Uriarte, I mean, it's one thing, Austrian flag colours. Thank you, Ramersdorf, for making our lives a lot easier.
How did he manage that?
Yeah, quite. Well, it's all changed as well for Pratama this year, because he's to come in your rookie season and shock everybody with no expectation. But what do you do when there is that expectation? Well, he's same goes for the likes of Christian Daniel Jr. as well. He's currently in 9th spot. He's got the big joined the Junior Moto 3 World Championship with the junior talent team. He's harnessing it, and he's doing very well with it at the moment.
Well, that's right, and of course he was, you know,
stars and stripes all over his the American red, white, and blue as well, as you can see. Over in Barcelona, Spain at the moment. I think he's even going to an international school.
When that incredible group of guys at the front of the cup last year, everybody except him has moved up. But it is no plan B. Marco Morelli, last year's winner here, that leads that group.
There as well. I saw him and a couple of others coming out of school in his Instagram stories the other week. So he's doing the
up to Moto 3, but he's still too young, even with the 1-year dispensation for being in the top 3 in the rookie. Let's see if he can break away from them. I don't think there's really any realistic hope of them putting any kind of a dent.
Full rounds, about 15 race weekends for him this year, combined with the Junior GP. That'll do.
He's not old enough to ride in Moto 3, otherwise he'd be in the GPs now. So there is in the leading trio though.
Decent recovery for Singapong, who's actually off the bim, a world of good.
And Brian Uriarte has seen the fact that Veda is splitting here. We're not even